Good evening, precious viewers. We have come your way once again with Ask the Counsellors, the show that gives you the keys, the solutions, the answers that you need to make your marriage work and to help you to even get into marriage. This evening, I'm going to introduce our show shortly, but we have in the studios with us this evening, we have Bishop Emmanuel Akun, one of the senior bishops at the Victory Bible Church International, here with us, whose immense contribution has been of great help on this show. We also have with us this evening Reverend Mike Ankuma as well, who has also made some very significant and important contributions to this show and has helped many married couples and singles alike. We also have in our midst Reverend Cecilia Jodikins, who is also here with us, a senior minister here at the Perez Dome and a seasoned marriage counselor. And she's also been helpful and made some very, very great, significant, wise contributions to help people as well. I'm your host, Dr. Selassie Ajinasari. This evening we'll be starting a series on finances in marriage and the way couples handle money and their views on money can present great difficulties in marriage. And when you look at some of the causes of divorce, at the top of the list is financial problems, and there are many people whose marriages break because of the way they handle money. Some may have money but still becomes a problem in the marriage. But this evening we want to talk about finances, God's purpose for how we should handle our money in marriage, and the best approach to handle some of the issues and problems that may arise in the marriage as well. This evening you are watching us via Facebook, Precious Television, YouTube, and if you have a question, you can just type out the question via your live stream. If you're also watching us and you want to ask a question via WhatsApp or text message, you can send it to 020343 I'll get back to you with the number to send the questions to. But this evening we are going to go straight into our question time, and then as your questions come, you can send them to us. The first question I have this evening is, what is finances? What is finances? What is finances? So what do you understand by finances? Yes. Bishop Akun, if you can start with us this evening.
Marital finances in marriage?
Or generally finances, and then we can shift it to marriage and then compare and contrast.
Generally, I would say finances might be the purchasing power and what money can do in anybody's life. Whether it's a nation or a couple or a person. And I think that, like you said earlier, it occupies a major, very important position in human life. The Bible makes it clear that money answereth all things. It even goes further to say it's a defense. So if you do not get money sense and do not know how to manage money properly, you'll find yourself in some sort of chaos.
All right. I don't know if Reverend Ajo and Reverend Akwa.
Let me just read what I found out. It said, finance is a term for matters regarding the management, creation, and study of money and investment. Specifically, it deals with the question of how and why an individual, company, or government acquired the money needed. And in finance, it's called capital.
So, does it change in a marriage sense? When couples marry, is there a change? Should there be a different way in which they manage money before and how they are managing money now?
If you ask me, I would say handling money as an individual cannot be the same as handling money as a couple. Because as an individual, you make your own decisions. But the moment you marry, you know that you've entered into a covenant with somebody, and your money decisions will affect the two of you. Whether it is you earning it or whatever, when the consequences show up, it will affect the other persons. And maybe if the others, people that have like children coming out of the issue, they also be affected. So if hitherto you could buy whatever you wanted, now you are married, it should be two minds planning as to what we will use our money for. That's what I can say so far.
Okay. In the years with which you have dealt with people and counsel people, is it really a big deal? Is financial problems in marriage, is it really a big deal? Do you see it? How often do you see it? Is it something that occurs frequently? Is it?
I think money is the fulcrum of life. And so if you are marrying, you should know that this is the main thing that will run the home. And it is a major problem. Recently, I was counseling a couple, and for almost 2 hours, they were arguing, real contention as to who is to contribute what and how much they are to contribute. And it became so heated. They all said, Pastor Joe, it's okay, Pastor Joe. So I thought the marriage was going to end there, and then they would. It's a big problem, even for us who are married for all these years. At times, a little friction comes in because of money. So it is very important in marriage.
Okay, Reverend Ankuma was about to say something.
Yeah. I think even at the onset, your finances will determine who you should marry, who you can marry.
Okay.
I mean, you can't go and marry a woman whose shoes you cannot buy.
Okay.
so right from the onset, if you are going to marry somebody, his financial standing is also very important, and definitely, like I've said, and when you come into the marriage proper, it's how we use money, because when money is available, it makes life comfortable. When there's no money, life becomes a problem. And so when a family gets to financial crisis, it affects everything. A husband who was very happy coming home, this time when he comes home, he's very gloomy, he wouldn't talk, because just lost his job, has loans to pay and things like that. It changes everything in there. So money is certainly a really big deal when it comes to marriage.
It gets worse even when you step into the Western world.
Okay.
Especially those who have migrated from our continent to those parts, thinking they went there to make money, and now they find themselves married. You see, their protection of their money in the marriage is so serious that something that can be looked over here in Africa, it becomes a big issue because their insurance and their, if you don't pay rent for about 12 months, you are thrown out. It is a big issue. I think it cannot be overemphasized.
Okay, all right. So for those who are watching, I think we get quite a number of people who watch who are about to enter into marriage. At what stage should a couple discuss this? Should it be before the marriage? Do they wait, to enter the marriage and then probably discuss it at what point? And even in marriage, is there an ongoing discussion or something we have discussed already? We've already set the foundation, we enter into marriage and that. At what point would you advise anybody who wants to get married to look at this as a serious, thing that needs to be talked about before entering in?
I was discussing something with, a few days ago, young people are going to marry. And I asked them, how is the wedding going to go? How is it going to be financed? So even right from the time, the finance of the wedding itself, it's so right from day one, finance has begun. Is it the man going to find I'm going to marry you, I'm going to find everything? Is the woman going to buy his own things? Or if there is reception, how? So right from the beginning. And I think that it's an ongoing thing because marriage have seasons. There are times you are alone, the children come, the school fees becomes a big deal, paying school fees. A time comes when you need to build and things like that. And so it can change the dynamics of how you spend. And then the children go. Then now there's an emptiness, the two of you. So all those seasons have their different kind of financial things. All of you are now pensioners. You're all collecting pensions. So now it is not somebody having big money. So and all those things, the seasons depends on how the discussions go as far as the money issues are concerned.
So the question is, when? So it starts when the two of you decide that we want to marry. It should be part of your courtship discussions. Okay. It should be part of it. And that is what the people I just mentioned were sort of doing.
Okay.
So it was
marriage or before?
Before marriage.
Okay.
Yes, it was before marriage, not during marriage. It was before. I was counseling them.
Wow.
Yes, so it was before marriage. And so in our time, I think, to be honest, my husband and I didn't discuss money because I knew he had money to take care of us. Okay. I knew he had money that would take care of me and if the children come. But along the line, it has to be discussed because it's like you two are working. You are also earning something. It became very real to us when it's like he had to lose his job, like Bosofo said. So it has to start. You have to sit down and really talk about how you were going to handle your money. When the people I was counseling, when their case came, I had to find a way to find out from my son who is married how they are managing their resources. And I think the question will come up. They discussed it. They prepared for it before they married, even how they were going to finance their marriage. Okay. They discussed it and they saved towards it. Okay. So it's something that Africans we are not yet abreast with it. We don't discuss money matters when we are courting. It's like we have it at the back of our mind that the man is a breadwinner. Okay. So when we marry, he is going to be doing most of the responsibilities, financial responsibilities. So these days, 21st century, needs to be discussed.
Okay. Like you were saying, you should mention counseling. I think that finances in marriage should be looked at seriously during counseling. Like Davina Fall said, the two of them should discuss it, and the one counseling them too should really take time and find out possibly what their spending habits are, so that they could be, whatever they've learned wrongly, they can unlearn. Because now you're going to live with somebody, you must know how the person looks at money. You see the person a spender or a saver or a giver, and that doesn't damn the consequences. You have to know. And if there's something you do wrongly, you know you must now change. For instance, if you buy every new thing that comes to town, now you're going to marry, somebody must tell you that you must now plan it and possibly avoid entering into marriage with a debt. Because some people were going to a wedding and after the marriage, there's a huge thing in front of them. I think some of these things should be addressed before the marriage, so that when they enter into marriage, they can have a smooth terrain to settle.
Okay. So if someone is listening to us for the first time, they probably it's never even occurred to them, but they keep having challenges where finances is concerned, and they want to start doing something about it. Where do they start from? My second question, so probably we may flip it on its head. If somebody is about to get married now, he's hearing this for the first time, it's something probably they've never spoken about. How do you now break down the topic of finances? How do you now look at it in a way that it's relatable? How do you now look at it and say, okay, this is the first part of finance you need to talk about. I've heard most of you talk about, financing the wedding. When it comes to the home, how do you break it into a structure and say, okay, A, we need to talk about this, B, we need to talk about this, how do you break the financing down before marriage?
I think that it should start with the man. I personally believe that if in the relationship, if the man goes into the relationship with the idea that I am going to marry, I have the responsibility of taking care of my wife and my children. Even if he doesn't have, but has that in mind, it solves major part of the financial problems in the house. So if there's something, the man should start it, because...
Are there men who go in not thinking that they are going to be... I thought it comes naturally that I'm the head of the home, so majority of the responsibility.
There are times where there are opportunists, men who see a very well-to-do lady, MBA, doing a good job, bank, and think that, hey, when I marry her, and they have a way of making sure that they keep their money. They are there. They are few. They may be few, but there are people who are there.
Sorry, sir. It's not every man who understands that he's going to a marriage to be the man of the home. You know, whatever comes out of you, you sustain it. You are the sustainer of what comes out of you, from the biblical point of view. So if my children came from my loins, and my wife came from my ribs, as it were, I must take a primary position, being a sustainer. I don't think we are going there now, but I think that it's not every man. Because there are some men who come into the marriage and thinking they're going to milk the you could see it from the beginning. You step out, you're in a taxi, and then it's time to pay, and he's praying in tongues. And by the time you realize you have paid, you want to buy some drink, and he's so busy about something on the phone, and you have paid. It happens, then he should tell you that this guy, you know, he's not the type that will be spending. And so you should be ready for that. So I think that, if you may continue what you were saying.
If I have to, example, especially men who had fathers who didn't take care of them. I had a situation, there's a situation, it's hard to deal. This was a man whose father did not take care of him, and then it was a mother who took care of him, and then married. And at the point in time, the wife was not doing the work the wife was not much. So the income was not much. And then this idea occurred to him. This idea occurred to him that, hey, the way mommy took care of us, this work that my wife is doing, in case I lose my job or something, can my wife take care of my children? Could we imagine that? Adding to that and other things, the marriage is now broken. Church. So especially men who grew up and their fathers were, excuse me to say, irresponsible. They think it's normal. Me, my mother will take us, or you should do something. When there's no money in the house, they don't have that the urgency that, hey, there's no money in the house, so my wife, my children, they think it's normal. If you have gone through that before, me too, but my daddy was not doing anything, but my mommy didn't talk. He managed. And so I think you can also manage. And at times it's very frustrating you have a husband like that, where you think that, daddy should be responsible. The light is off. He's staying in the house as if nothing has happened.
Mario, please, I'll come to you shortly. So if you are watching us, we are live on Ask the Counsellors. If you are watching us via Facebook or YouTube, you want to post your question. We are talking about finances in marriage. It's not something that if we're even given the whole night, we'll be able to finish. So we'll just scratch the surface today. But if you have questions on finances, you're having problems in your marriage on finances, or a friend of yours is having problems on finances in their marriage, you want to share your question with us, let's have the counselors help to answer that question. You can send us a text message or WhatsApp to 020-343-8710, 020-343-8710. Our team will pick it up and bring in that question, and then we'll post it at some point in the show. And we are talking on finances in marriage, a very interesting topic. But we're just talking about how to bring it up, how to compartmentalize, the issue of finances. Okay, finances here, children, probably home, food, electricity, things like that. How to bring about that discussion.
That is why I am saying that when you are courting, it is not just, the giddy aspect of it, I'm going to get married. The ice on the moon will melt and we will face realities. So who is going to take care of what? In the first place, we have to think of how we are going to pool money. How is the money going to come in? How are we going to manage the money? Who is going to handle what? 21st century. In those days, our mothers were given housekeeping money. top money, and they would have to work around it to manage the home. I was reading after somebody's research, long ago, women have been helping in the home. Women have been, the men are hunters, the women are farmers. So the women go to the farm and bring for them, the men go out to go and hunt for meat. So God created both of us. One is the head and the other is the helper. So the man should call for this discussion.
Okay.
How are we going to manage our home, especially with our incomes coming in? How much are you earning? And this is how much I am earning. So how are we going to pool our resources together? It is very important. So we have different kinds of how to pool resources. So when that question comes up,
you get this question a lot. Should we put our monies together? Should we have our individual accounts, or should we? How is there a formula? How should this be handled?
Okay. Before I touch on that, if I just, like she was saying, I think that if the man takes the discussion up, it shows some level of responsibility.
Okay.
I think it behoves the man to do that. And the first, for me, I look at like she said, jobs. How much are we earning? If we cannot disclose that, I'm not saying whilst you are not married, join something, no. But now we're going to marry. How much is your earning? How much is my earning? The man should begin by disclosing. Because they're both going to be naked and will not be ashamed. So disclose. If your man says the pace, the woman will follow. And then we look at where are we now. Are you supporting your siblings? How much? Your parents? Is all your money going down the drain? Because some people can marry, and by the time the month ends, about a quarter of the money is gone, half of the money is gone to sustain family. And the other person, all the money is here. And now we're going to depend on it for how long that the person won't complain. And so all these things must be looked at to know that the person I'm going to marry takes care of all the family. Can I stand that? What adjustments can he make so that I also feel comfortable? Because in this union, we should make adjustments. And then look at the way forward. What financial policies are going to put in place to secure our future as a family? Now, like the issue we just posed, I think that asking about whether money should be put together, there are three things that people normally propound. Some will say separate them. My money, your money. And therefore, some will say you take care of rent. I'll buy the land and build a house. It's a recipe for disaster. Because the moment we hit rocks, the house is mine. But you can't say the food is mine because the food is gone down the drain. You know, so and he ate the food too. And so I think that for me, the next one will say joint. Some do have challenges with the joint because they put all together and maybe one person is managing it. And one person becomes disadvantaged because it's with one person. Or it's in a place everybody can tap into. But if I always would say, look at what works for you. I would recommend that. Look at how we say we spend in this family. Let's pool our resources together. With some percentages we can keep as our own. Where we can run without really consulting. But when it comes to running the family, if 80% is pulled together from all resources, and some 80% might be too small, so you can say, well, you put 5,000, I put 10,000, and that is for the home for the month. And then I will advise, I will look at the best manager. If the man is the best manager of money, then the man can manage it. But in my house, I think my wife manages the money better. If we all know what we are supposed to do, and the money is with her, it is more stretched than when it's with me. By the time you realize the money is finished and what has to be done is not done. So I would just make sure we know what we are doing. And then she manages it because we decide that. So it's both joint and something to run on. Because your wife cannot come and ask you money to buy every little thing. You know.
All right. So let's come to a very important aspect when you talk about finances and marriage. So you have a man, you have a woman. They have different responsibilities. Which responsibilities in the home should be the man's, take? Which ones should, so let's start with the man, then we'll move to the woman so that we don't mix them. But which responsibilities would you say the man should be the man's, responsibility in terms of finances?
If you ask me, the woman, I would say the man should, if the man is earning more than the woman, and the few I know, with me as an example, the man takes care of the heavy things. When I say heavy things, the furniture, the furnishing of the home, you take care of it. When the children come in, you pay the school fees, you pay the electricity, you pay the water. Like if you haven't pooled resources together. Okay. So if you are handling your own money, but you bring money for the upkeep of the home and for the, so then if the man is doing that, you, the woman, should also relieve the man of taking care of the day-to-day running of the home, the food, buying of the food, taking care of the children's need. When I say need, you buy them something like dresses, because definitely the man would support you in that area. But it would depend on who is earning what. But if you ask me, the man should take care of the major expenses in the home. This is my take.
Okay.
I think that, like I said, the man, when we are doing marriage counseling, duties of the man is the provider of the home. So basic things like rent, where we are going to stay, is the man who should provide the home for the woman to come and stay. So rent, food, school fees, those are not the things. They are things that you don't debate on. They are things that you don't fight on. It could be the woman can help. According to what they discuss, the woman can decide that, oh, I remember Bishop, I'm giving an example that when he started building, he decided to use his money to build, and then Mama Vivi took care of the home. In that case, the building paper is Bishop Charles Adnasare and Mrs. Vivian Adnasare. The house is for us, not your name on it, so that you say, I use my money to build it, and therefore it is mine. But otherwise too, it could be the man, the woman can help in anything. I mean, me, what I was talking about, I like, after initial struggles I decided that even if you are not working, I'm supposed to take care of you as my wife. So I'm in charge. When I think that there is something I'm doing and the money is, I ask. Yeah. I'm going to do this. Can you help with 1,000? And because I've taken charge, anytime I ask my wife money, it doesn't. I mean, it's almost. I've never seen a situation where I asked when you say, "Hey, Mister, I don't have money." Anytime I had, yes. So school fees I pay, but he contributes. Yeah. We are building. I'm building. That once in a while he brings. Oh, I have this money here. Add to it, and that kind of thing. So what we have done, he has input in everything. But I took the leadership. Yeah. And normally when it's like that, it solves a lot of problems.
I agree totally, because I think that the money is our money. Or that is, you brought it in, I brought it in, it's our money. And if I will put it down first. Okay. And in my case, you are managing it, so you see it. And so my push is, I've never heard any woman being called El Sansenyi or a woman who didn't take care of her family. It's always the man. Yeah. And the Bible position is for that. If a man is not able to take care of his household, he's worse than an infidel. So the man must understand that if I am going in for a wife, I am the foundation. I'm going in for a wife, and children are going to be raised. I am responsible for them. The woman can come in to help. So when it comes to the needs of the home, I must make sure they are covered. Where they will sleep, if possible. That's why I'm saying it's our money. Whether you are using it to buy this, I'm using mine to buy this, we all know what it is, and it's our money. So what we achieve out of this is ours. Where I live, every bank account is joint. I know I'm running LG, you are running the Echo, but it is, everybody can sign anything. If I'm not here, you have to go to the account, signature is there. But it's anyone can sign. So that it's not like somebody is, this is my empire, and this one you don't have to know. And when we get into that terrain, then we are not committed. Because if your treasure doesn't go in, then your heart is not there. So for me, the man must position himself, I am the man here. And the woman comes in to help.
So the basic things is a man's responsibility to handle.
To keep the home going. If the woman can take off her own wants, she wants something. But the man must even, for a woman, if you don't even meet any need in her life, it's not even translated as love. No matter how much she earns, there should be something you meet in her life for her to know that this man supplies a need in my life. So be the man.
So talking about the woman, how does the woman come in? In our discussion, it looks like the man carries all the heavy weights. Are there points where it has to be 50-50, or the woman is paying more, so 60-40 or
there is something like that. I know families where the woman earns more than the man. So if they have an 80% pool together, the woman's money is more than the man's.
Okay.
But the understanding is, he's my head, it's our money. And that also will need that the man will be wise to use the money responsibly and not siphon into his people whilst you are abandoning her people. Then she'll start looking into it and asking questions. But you know she brings in more, let it be for the benefit of the family. Whatever you do, her name should be in it.
Where it concerns the woman, are there things that the woman should say, okay, this, I think, I want to take care of this. I want to take care of this. I want to take care of. Are there things that the woman should be able to take care of?
Yes, because you are a helper. And you know, for love's sake, you should even know that my husband is doing very well, taking very good care of the home. You can't just sit idly like that, when especially you are not pooling your resources together. You have independent system. Like we meet and I have mine, you also have yours, but we meet. So you should be able to know that this man, like Osofo said, when I am building and she feels like, oh, let me add something, then she will add. Me, it has always been like a help. Most of the time I help. My husband is a pensioner, but his basic responsibilities, he has not reneged on it. So I only help. At times, he's going to buy power for the house, and I go with him. Then I'll just slip some little money, add to it so that we can have it more. Water. So I always say to people, I've never paid school fees before. I have never paid electricity, bill, water. So I only help. It's like at times the school fees, I have never paid I have never paid school. But I would buy things for the school, provisions for the school, though he will give money. So the woman, if you, like Bishop said, if you are taking very good care of the woman, she has no obligation but to help. She will love to help. She will love to even surprise you. You are there, before you realize, I'm going to pay this one school fee. And so, if you make her feel part of the family, there will be help. But these days, it's like the women have been given much of the responsibility. So there's many of them are grumbling. Many of what I was telling you about, the man got to know that the woman earns better than he does. So it's like you bring in the money. What are you doing with your money? You want me to bear all the responsibilities, and I have to even come in and talk and talk. The lady was saying, it's my money. I use it the way I want. And I said, your premise is wrong. You have started saying my money. So if it is your money, tens will turn. You know, fortunes will turn around, and maybe the man will gain much. And he would also be saying, it's my money. So we are helpers. We should look out for places we can help. It's not always that it is my money. Then you would be buying unnecessary things with it, expecting the man to take care of the home. Also, at times, the women even earn better than the men, and they wouldn't want to contribute anything to the house. Even matches, they will go and ask the man, can I have money to buy matches? Because of the financial understanding. Yes. Which I think counselors must arrest immediately. And sometimes too, mostly because of the rising spirit of single parenting. So most men have grown seeing, like you said earlier, their mothers taking care of them. So they go into marriage thinking the wife should take care. And they use their money to do other things. And sometimes things that they even do, they don't appreciate the woman who is also taking care of the home. And they go and say, I bought this land. Come on. She has been sustaining the home all this while. I think education must go on.
Okay. My last question, and then we'll read some questions that are coming in from some of the viewers. If the man is the one supplying everything in the home, even though the woman works, should the man complain? Or because I'm the man and I'm supposed to provide for the home, I must just shut up and...
You see, the way God created it, the thing, the man even gets his ego, his confidence in the fact that I'm able to take care of my home. Even if you, the woman, you have money, don't try to take away that thing about I'm the man, I'm in charge of my house from your husband. Because anytime a woman begins to provide and that kind of thing, when there is a problem, you go and say, because I don't have money. He provides the thing. That's he's proud. I mean, I don't have any place in the house. Why? He has money more than me. I think this afternoon there was a post in a platform I belong to, and this was a man who has lost his job, and so it's the woman who is providing everything, that kind of thing. They have one child, and so the man is hardworking, but things are not working yet. And he said that now the woman wants another child, and he thinks that when the woman gets another child, he is not providing anything. And so the fact that his kotobongu in the house not doing anything will increase, and is worried that that situation is happening, which means the man wants, even though he doesn't have, inside him he wants to be able to provide for his home. So couples might realize that even if where there is money, the ladies should make sure that that confidence that a man gets in being able to provide for the house, push it to your husband.
I've seen women even put money on the table and for the husband to give to the children.
Sure.
So the children will know that daddy gave it to
Daddy
us.
gave it, yes.
Not like, don't mind your father, he doesn't have it. Come and
don't mind your father.
So I think it's a lot of wisdom and a lot of marital sense that this is the way to do it. What if we come and do it like we are single, and I'm trying to do it for my own pride? Like you said, there's an ego in man, there's a pride in man. You don't have to break your man's pride. No matter how useless he is, when he step out there, he must feel like a man. So don't tell every negative things about him out there. Oh, Papa, no come for him. If he doesn't bring anything home, I'm the one thing. When he steps out, he will hear it. It will puncture him. So please protect your man and let him step out strong and proud. And the men too, don't remain there. Put in a lot of effort to rise and take your place.
So even if the husband can provide, every wise lady or every good woman would want to say, okay, let me add a little to what you're already providing.
Sure.
Sure. But my question was...
In a very nice way.
In a very nice way. Should a man ever complain that, okay, my wife is working and not giving anything?
He shouldn't complain.
Okay.
He shouldn't complain.
That is where I will come in. As much as he shouldn't complain. Like we said earlier, the education in marriage should be ongoing. So if we are all, let me assume we all belong to a church. Okay. We attend marriage seminars. We will learn a thing or two. And where the woman is not bringing in something, she will learn to also bring in, because she will hear something. Or there's a need for a counselor to come in. Okay. You know, but not too much of worry. Okay.
I'm being overloaded with questions on finances, so let me begin to read some so that we can. Margaret, who is from outside Ghana, is saying she didn't tell us exactly where. She says, I met a guy I love so much. I went straight ahead to tell him I love you. Please, can you be my future husband? But the guy said he wasn't working. So even though the guy wants to see me, he says I have to set myself up before I say yes. So does it mean money can't buy love, or the guy is not interested in me? I've seen many guys in the same situation before marrying. Why are guys looking for money before they love you in return?
I would say it's because of the way the women handle the men when they marry and the man is not providing. We have been raised to think that it is the man that should provide financial needs to us, because our mothers are used to chop money. You know, I don't have this chop money thing, but it's like every man the day they have to give me this. No, and recently I used to tease you as, you don't give chop money. You don't give chop money. I said, have you lacked anything in this house? Have you bought food before? I said, no, I want chop money. Because it's like everybody is saying chop money, chop money, chop money. So that is what happens. If even the woman can take care of you, when she goes out there and friends are saying, my husband did this, my husband did that, my husband is doing this, my husband is doing that, it would awaken some consciousness in her and say, but my husband is not doing that. Then she will start going to say, but you are not finding any work. Why don't you go out to go and find work? If the women would have this understanding that I was started, marry me, I was started, but I'll help you build you up, I mean, the men would come. But when you would dent my ego because I'm not working and you proposed, it would be like you married me. Yes, I set up some two couples like that. A lady outside, and I introduced her. It was so shameful. It's like you were so, what word does the guy use? Frustrated old lady. That is why you came for me. Hey. Yes. Wow. That is why you came for me. So they are divorced now. It's so shameful. But that is what happened. You didn't have, and the woman came, picked you from Ghana and sent you outside. In the end, you disgrace her. So
Tony says, hello, counselors. I have a girlfriend, and we have been together for 2 years now. But I still have financial challenges because all the businesses I managed to set up didn't go as expected. For the past 4 months, I've got a job and I'm paid about 1,500 Ghana cedis a month. Now, the issue is that my girlfriend says by the end of this year, she wants me to marry her. And my dad also says I should build a house before marriage. I told this to the lady and she started acting cold and wouldn't talk to me anymore. What should I do? I'm 27 and she's 20. I'm 28 and she's 27.
27. I don't think that the idea of building before marriage is too important. It's not important. Start with renting. There are times too, you see, it's very good when you build with your wife. You see, when you all begin little 1,000, 5,000, and then you come together and you build. It brings you closer together. One of these days, I was talking to a certain lady, and now they are doing well. And he was talking about how he and the husband have suffered together, where there was no money and they had to struggle and that kind of thing. And so it is important to build together. So 27,
27,
27, they can marry get a
start life together.
Yeah, one room self-contained, something, cut your curtains aside, and enjoy your life, and believe God to
Doc, on the first question, I've been thinking about it.
Okay.
Because I know that there are men too who married a woman when they were not earning, but the woman was earning. But you see, the man had a vision and was able to show love a little way and commitment, that the woman know that the future is good. We can work it out. So I don't think the man, as she's saying, the man doesn't want to get into a relationship at all. But if the woman has money and proposes to a man, which I think is a bit not the normal way, but I don't think it's a problem, but if you ask me. The man loves a woman, you can get together, have a relationship, and two of you can pray about getting a job, and then put things around. Friends can come in and help. If the love is strong, you can work at getting a job and say that when I get a job, we marry. So that you still you win both ways. So the woman will not feel like, you know.
This is, when it comes to finances and building wealth in marriage, as the man of the house, can I decide that either myself or my spouse's income is used to cater for the house, and the other income is strictly for savings for a period so that we can build wealth as a family? Is this advisable? So we decide that one person should concentrate on building, the other one, you take care of the house whilst I build.
The few examples I've seen, I am saying we should talk about it as our money.
Okay.
Whether it is from your salary or it's our money. It's not my money. It's our money. That this portion is with me. I'm using it to buy land. This portion is with you. I'm using it to cater for the home. So I don't look like I built the house.
Okay.
You know, we've come to a place where we built the house. A place where when even one dies, the family will come and say, leave our son's house. Meanwhile, you don't know how much of the woman's input has gone into the other house. So I think that we should have to understand it's ours. Your money might go in more than her, but you're also putting money into something. Which, if she's also put it into a house, you also own her own house. If you have your house, I have my house, another danger. So it is our house. So we should have that understanding. Whatever is in your hands is ours. Whatever you put it, we have agreed, and it's ours. So the house is ours, the home is ours. Though you are dispensing it from your pocket, it's ours. That's my understanding.
All right. And it must reflect on the documentation.
Yes, perfect.
Yes.
Ebenezer says, please, is it safe to save together with the lady you are dating?
No.
Dating? No.
No.
Right. Is there a reason?
No. We are not married yet.
I'm not married.
There's no covenant.
Okay.
There's no commitment.
Okay. But if we go out separately, you just split the money.
A case came up with me. They were dating, and the man decided to build on the lady's land. They are split. But the building, who would take it?
What do you do
The
with
land
that?
is mine. And so the man has to leave it for the lady.
My husband has a problem with anything I do. So there's also one from outside. She says he has linked his phone with mine so that he can see who I call and talk to. And he's always complaining about finances since I joined him in Canada. He has asked me to be paying part of his bills, which I do, yet he still complains. I can't even use the money I've worked for, or even spend it to my family back home, or even send it to my family back home, sorry. All he does is getting angry over nothing and calling me names. Lady writing from Canada. Lady writing from Canada.
Some of these things, some people see it as contract, as business. We will marry you to bring you over, you come and work, and then you benefit from your income. And so when you come and you also have your own plans, it becomes another issue. I think it's a lack of marital understanding.
And insecurity.
Insecurity is one side of it. But I mean, going through other people's phones is a no-go. I mean, but if I marry you, no matter what it is, whether I brought you from Ghana or I brought you from India, we are now married. Wherever we are, we should have an understanding of living our lives together into the future. We must plan our now into our tomorrow, into our future together. Not like I am thinking of my people. So we should have an understanding about how we remit our people, how much of our money goes into remittance. So that you will send all and come and live on what I'm bringing home. And so I feel like, for how long will I be doing that? Once we've all traveled. So we should come to a simple understanding. If it's tough, get counselor to help you.
But from what I'm getting from you, so if you had to put that into more of a formula, so there should be money that is for us, there should be money that should be able to take care of what the husband needs to get probably on a daily basis. There should be what the wife needs to get. And if she wants to send that to her parents or he wants to send that to his parents, that's fine. Is that how it looks like?
When, like Bishop is saying, we should come together as one. Even if you are going to send something to parents, the two of us should discuss it. Are you getting? The two of us should discuss that let us send this to your mom or to his mom. There are some moms, there are some parents who don't need money from their children. They only want gifts, something like they don't even want it. You would give it to them. So we should be able to talk things plainly together. When you want to go and give a gift to your mother, even the woman should be able to input what to send to your mother. So it shouldn't be, I want to, then secretly you send something to your parents. Secretly, no. If you did that, you are not building trust in the family.
Let me open the phone lines and the Reverend Ankuma. So the number, we are going to open the phone lines at this point. The number to call, we may take just two or three callers because of time. Number to call is 0207 10001. 0207 10001. We'd love to hear from you. Reverend Ankuma,
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that what Bishop said, that was like, there is money I can use without consulting my husband. If I want to buy a gift for you, I shouldn't come and take money from you. Well, I'm going to buy a birthday gift for you. No, it should be a surprise. Yeah. So I should have money I can use without that, and the woman too. And then I think that the place where we also have some money there, where all of us contribute to, where all can sign. Most of that money is for projects, house, that. I think that system is quite okay.
And on that system, whoever manages the account should do it in consultation with the other person.
And consultation.
And like the Lady Reverend said, if I am married to my wife for 35 years, and everything that goes to my parents are from me, and there's nothing that I've got to my parents from her, and vice versa, there's a problem. But there are times when I want to give something to my mother, but it's not my wife going to give it to her.
So please, can we take so the lady from Canada has called, so please let's hear her so that we don't give her to. All right, good evening. Yes, you are live on Ask the Counsellors. Ask your question. Yes, hello, lady from Canada. Good evening. Okay, I think we probably may have lost her. Okay, yes.
I want to add something to what Reverend Joe was saying. The reason why at times people send money secretly, start from the beginning. The other day my brother came, and it was a genuine need. We gave. The way you did your face, I was afraid that next time when my brother calls, I'll just go to the lorry station, brother, that kind of thing. So if there is, and it's both ways.
Agreement.
Both ways.
Transparency.
Transparency and love. That you love, I love your parents and your brother. You also love mine. And therefore, when I'm spending on my parents, it's not a big deal. You don't. But when people realize that anytime my people come in, that your face and the way you behave, and I also don't want to give you problems. Then when
the character comes in.
Yes, attitude.
Because somebody is selfish. If it's going to hurt people or his people, it's fine.
It's fine.
The moment it shifts to the other side, they have a problem. So the character too is a major issue that our love,
okay. So this is from Abena, and she says, please, I want to ask if a married woman can take money from her parents when there's hardship, and what if the man doesn't want that? What should they do? So there's hardship, the woman wants to borrow from the parents, and the man, even though there's hardship, the man says, no, don't borrow. You might as well suffer in this and that. I have to borrow from my in-laws.
I will say this. Of course, sometimes we must grow through our challenges. But if your parents have the means and they can help, and you will not be overly dependent on them, and once in a while you can get in, talk to your mother quietly for her to help you, I don't think it should be out of order. And the man, sometimes, look, you don't have a house. Your father-in-law has a house, and your wife said, let's go and live there for 2 years. And he said, no, I want to rent my own house. Come on. You can spend 2 years there, save some money, and then buy a land and do something.
Okay.
So our parents, it becomes not your parents, our parents. So when we marry, we gain more parents, and so we should benefit from them.
Okay. We have Pokia from Offin. Good evening, Pokia. You are our last caller this evening. Yes, you are live on Ask the Counsellors. We'd love to hear.
I would like to see.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I'm from my worry 8 months. And I'm making the government or go to this time. Now, or the worry. Now, you buy and you must have me again. In your capital, I will be there. I'm going to start to do almost years to not take capital. I'm going to do money put your school fees. Now, me sounds not here. I'm going to there because me me fa me come again. I didn't start talk again. Now, I was so much more. They never got. I'm not so dear to your school. But so, yes, if I'm speaking on time, I'm not going to your face now. So much more next month. Now I come and start for that. I'm not going to be a thing. I'm a share business. In the end, I'm very soon customers. Acquire issue with Emma Cassano, the dinner of the like the question, my banner, what Fabana, what brand or son or domina, and I attack your saying, and I start saying, again, I think I'm at oh. Acquire issue with the new class side. I found it to take his business account, and a day at a woman, the basic and main factor on more day in a monthly pay at a year on the crammer, but I said the average for 10. And so, no acquaintance to say, and I'm mad, you mean, some year to Mamma Wire, and I saw a dear woman to Miss Woman or baby school, then they are life, they are better. Oh. And so now I say, I'll not fight you when it is a mimic.
Pokia, yeah, that's it. That's your question. All right, yeah, that's it. Did you understand it? So they got married 8 months ago. She was not working. Her husband was doing a long distance course. So he has been paying for that with his salary. And then her brother helped with his salary. She's not working. Okay. Her brother helped her with capital to start a business. I think she said salad, to start business. The man is about to go back to school, and he's asking her to close down the business and use the capital that was giving her to give to him to pay for his school fees. And she said no. And the man is saying that why is that when ladies have money, they don't like to give. And she's also saying that every time she goes for business and comes back, the husband wants to know exactly the amount of sales that came and all that. How does she? It's become a big issue.
The husband is working.
The husband is working.
And that's schooling.
Does she scrutinize?
It's working and schooling.
Yes.
Schooling.
Does she ask her whatever she gets every day when she comes home?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, does a woman ask her husband? No.
No.
So the point I'm making is that I think if the woman is being sustained now by the business, If she runs it down, how will she
That's what she's saying.
No, because she uses that to take care of the house. So she takes care of the feeding.
So the other question I'm asking, how is she also going to get into a caucus with the man and find out how they can meet the school fees problem? It shouldn't be like, no, it's your matter. But let's talk about how we can see a solution to solve your school fees problem. Okay. I think it should be.
For me, these are one of the people we are talking about. A man who is going to the marriage and looking at the woman's resources and other things to have it. I mean, you are a man, you are working, and you are studying at the same time. Your school fees should not even be a problem for your wife.
At all.
No. You should pay your school fees. And if your wife is doing something good, thank God that your wife has started working so that in case, because you are paying your school fees, there's no food in the house, by the time you come there is food and things like that and helping. But if you want to collapse the woman's business for your school fees, it's not right.
When a woman has a need, what will she do?
It's not right. It's not right.
So it's not right.
It's not right. The lady should see,
because he's working.
Pastor, counselor, something.
Earning money. She uses salary to pay the school fees.
He doesn't have to go and find money from his family somewhere.
Yes.
No.
So thank you. So soon we've come to the end of another exciting and interesting episode. This is something we can keep talking about for weeks on end. Next week we'll be coming your way, still talking about finances in marriage, in marriage part 2, with more questions. You can keep your questions coming in. Next week we'll still touch some of the questions that have come in. If we didn't touch your question today, join us next week. We'll definitely touch those questions. Thank you for being with us. We'll be coming your way same time next week from 6:30 to 7:30. I'll hand over to Bishop Akun, and then he would release some blessings into your home.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this privilege to reach out to lives out there. You have showed us grace. You've sustained us. You've granted us wisdom. We extend the same wisdom and grace towards our viewers and everyone who is listening to this program. Those believing you for jobs, those believing you for financial wisdom, Lord, guide them by your eternal spirit.
Amen.
Let your name be glorified. Let testimonies rise out, and let marriages be strengthened.
Yes, Lord.
We thank you for it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you once again. Sorry for taking too much of your time. Have a blessed week. God bless you. Bye-bye.